I'm a bad motherfucker.
Post it. Let's shout it from the rooftops, okay? They're doing their gay ops, their suppression algorithms, and target my spaces. You guys see what we go through with the kosher hoops we have to jump through. Please, it's important.
I get targeted all the time. Don't worry, I've already done it.
El Snarko.
Hello. Why do you wear that funny hat? Hi, Albert.
Hey, how are you?
Good man. Why do you wear that funny hat?
What funny hat? The little hat?
Yeah, no. The one in your profile pic, the Egyptian one.
Oh, because you don't know, I'm an illuminist. I'm a Freemason. I'm a Satanist. You didn't know that?
Holy shit! You're being recorded, dude. Be careful. You're a Satanist. Is that legal?
A Satanist? No, dude. I'm having fun. Are you
Satanism was banned in 1835.
Bro, I'm making fun of idiots that comment.
I'm making fun of.
Yeah, I'm making fun.
It's called reverse psychology.
Of the.
I'm on. You and I have the same humor. Respect.
My man.
We could all play
I gotta remove your mic because.
Okay, I'll step down. Step down.
You go ahead. Go ahead. I just don't.
No, I'm actually.
I like people, constantly commenting on everything. You gotta be judicious in the way you use your microphone. Go ahead.
Well, and the most annoying thing is someone will come on and say, "Hey guys, what are we talking about?" Right. So you don't do that. What you do is you try and add to the conversation, and I just find you guys one of the most interesting places so far. So I'm gonna step down.
No,
listen, thank you.
Don't step down. I'm not done with you. Don't step down. Yeah, if I want you to co-host, I'll give you a co-host moniker and status.
Oh, dude, you are definitely on some watch lists, so I don't feel comfortable co-hosting. I'm barely comfortable listening here, dude. I don't have a VPN.
I'm not asking you to co-host. I'm talking about the people that want to chime in after every comment. So anyway.
Oh, I got you. My bad.
So anyway,
my bad.
You're talking about the profile pic, and it's amazing how people just I had this one guy, this one Christian, who was like, "You have snakes in your head. You're a Satanist. You're an Illuminist. You're a Freemason, right? Oh, why should I listen to you?" It's like, it's amazing how people get wrapped up in these like quasi conspiracy truth movement fucking theories, and it's about.
Does it get old? It get old?
It gets old.
Do you get tired of talking about this shit?
Well, I get tired of talking to people that don't understand, not about spreading the truth.
Well, the problem of the format is you're a funny guy and you put a lot of humor in it, which is incredibly needed for such a serious subject. But on the other hand, it is incredibly serious. Like, the world's on fire.
It is.
And people that don't care about that, I don't trust them. I don't want them near me or in my country.
It is.
Anyways, I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
You're right. Good job, El Snarko.
It's awkward, dude. It's the ultimate awkward situation in the history of the world. But amen, and thanks for what you do.
Appreciate you, brother. Corn Pop, go ahead. Hello. Corn Pop. Okay, I gotta add you again.
Is it the official corn pop that came out of Biden's mouth?
Yes, it is.
It's not letting me. Corn Pop. It says the bad dude can now speak, but can you speak?
Can you hear me?
This is what we have to go through, guys. Go ahead, Corn Pop.
Can you hear me?
I don't see these issues on any other channel, by the way.
Yeah, go ahead, Corn Pop.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. No, I just wanted to throw a comment concerning the stupid Christians and what they tell you. I love it when they call me an atheist Satanist.
Right.
I just love that.
Well, I mean,
yeah, that's all.
That's it. That's all you got. They believe in Jewish superheroes, and they should never use, you know, the term like tarred, or, you know, they shouldn't tar or smear anyone. Anyone who believes in like walking, talking snakes and frogs raining from the heaven, and the Nile turning into blood, and Adam being made from clay and rib from and Eve from his rib, should not ever question my intelligence or my discernment, or, you know,
shit.
anything.
I thought you meant Adam Green. Oh my god.
Or anything for that matter.
No, but a rib from Adam Green, right? It's getting crazy. Something tells me that would make him mad if someone said a rib from Adam Green. I love hearing him speak. He's so smart, but I think he would have a small meltdown if someone said that. I'm sorry.
All right, go ahead, Corn Pop. Corn Pop, are you there?
I am, but I'm currently eating, so
all right.
y'all go ahead.
All right, just listen. That's fine. Yeah, it's important. I want to share this stuff with you. So, you know, if you guys want to say something, you want to come in and say something, go ahead, put the request, and then we'll move on.
Well, it needs to be said without picking a side. It's the most important conversation in the history of the world. It is.
It is. I agree 100%. 100%, El Snarko. And yes, you don't want to be put on a watch list? Guy, you're already on the watch list, man. Who are you kidding?
Wow. Wow.
Who's surrounding Bush, who's surrounding the congressman. And so that's why I went for the office. Now, what I noticed when I went for office with a number of other people, and keep in mind, Daryl, I would rather be a behind-the-scenes guy. I'm not seeking to be the point man. But when I went for this, I realized that there was a power behind the Democrat and Republican Party, even in the 70s, where when normal citizens came at them, they became like one monster. Well, I don't care if it was the Democrats or Republicans. They were out to stop any normal citizens who weren't already pre-approved, you might say. Yeah. It's like you walked on the stage in the middle of a play and you weren't written into the script. You know. That's right. Yeah. So they tried to. So anyway, that's why. And then I realized how important this was, and then we saw some of the computers break down and the vote fraud, and that's what got us started. Well, then as you start to say, gee, they're censoring.
All right, they're talking about the voter situation and elections being rigged, and this is way before fucking Trump's, you know, Stop the Steal campaign. All right, this is from 2006, 2007, and 2010. Okay, just to give you an idea, give you the proper context.
Everything I say, or they're putting you in the newspaper or on TV as if you're some kind of a lunatic. You know, they'll give Jerry Springer, who everyone's probably heard of, the sleazeball talk show host, big Zionist Jew, although he tries to play the good guy side of the street. He came to Cincinnati from Boston, and he ran here. So I was running against him when I first ran for city council, and he was given unlimited time, you know, on the media. He would be called in to sit next to the anchor, the local anchor, which is a lot of credibility as they're talking to him. And we would be given, that interview us for 2 minutes, take 10 seconds of what we said, and then let the other side distort what we said, you see. So I started to say, well, how can we get around this censorship? Yeah, and then we found about actually in the mid-'80s about this reasonable access law, that when they take a radio ad from really any candidate, as long as they're running ads of any candidate in a race, they have to give you the same consideration, okay? But when we found out that when they run, when you're a federal candidate, like a Congress candidate, congressional candidate, even a write-in, then they have to run your ads without censoring the content. When we found that out, we said, well, at least now we can reach the masses through this advertising.
Now, when you talk about we, who is the we?
Well,
who is the organization? Is it?
Well,
have you been able to garner OVXR a bit of help over the years with some of the organizing?
Yeah, at that time we called it the Cincinnatus Political Action Committee. We're in Cincinnati, and Cincinnatus was the old Roman general who, when he conquered...
So people always say, "No, you guys, all you do is kvetch and bitch and moan about Zionist disproportionate power and Jewish supremacy. What are the solutions? What are the solutions? What are we gonna do? What can we do? What can we do? What can we do?" We're talking about what we could do, right? The solution part.
Help beat back the barbarians, several hundred years, or I think before Christ. When you help beat back the barbarians that were invading Rome, they said, "Here, you be king," to Cincinnatus, and he said, "No, now that the danger is past, I just rather go back to my farm and be a farmer." And I thought that really exemplified the average person who's really trying to fight this with pure motive. They're not looking to be some power-hungry manipulator. They just want to make the world right and so forth. So that we called it that then. Yeah, I've had a pretty good few hundred supporters over the years, or I couldn't have done anything. I mean, I'm not Bill Gates, nor do I have. I got 6 kids, 2 in college, 2 in high school. Don't have much discretion income. So if it wasn't for these people that supported me over the years, then we wouldn't have been able to do anything. But we haven't really, we have now Citizens for a Fair Vote count. Until I can get a little more momentum, we don't have any name for the organization other than it's the collection of people who've been supporting getting these radio ads on or other things we've been trying to do. So yeah, that's that. Now so when we found out about this law, now I want to bring up something because I've read a few things on the internet yesterday. Somebody pointed me to some forums, and I don't know whether these people are neutralizers or what, but they're in there saying, "Don't help Condit get these radio ads on. All he's doing is paying the enemy media money, blah, 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 blah. He should be having barbecues. I should be organizing barbecues." They said, "What?" Yeah, barbecues.
Where was this being said, Jim? Come on.
Liberty Forum is where it was.
Oh, Jesus. I wouldn't,
And somebody just directed me to it. I just want to address it, though, because this does come up. Look, I don't like paying any money to the stations anyway. But the fact of the matter is, the other side, the Zionist monster, has taken control through, they created the money, right, since 1913. Ben Friedman talks about that, the gentleman you always promote.
Yeah.
They created the money, and by the 1990s, they had bought every major radio and television station in the United States. That's why every talk show host that the people here driving to and from work, like Sean Hannity, or Air America, or Jerry Springer, they're all supposedly fighting each other, but when it comes to supporting the background Zionist agenda, you and I know they're all 100% in lockstep, give or take maybe a little degree here and there. So
that's right.
So anyway, so the point is, as far as the strategy goes, the only chance we have, if you go out tomorrow morning, anywhere where you are in the United States, you'll see tens and hundreds of thousands of cars in each major city trying to go to work. These folks are having trouble making a living. They're busy, but when a certain percentage of them listen to talk radio, and when you put a radio ad on through the major stations, you have them as a captive audience in their car. And that's why we do shocking ads, because we want, within reason, we want people to be broken out of that trance when they're sitting in a traffic jam or whatever. But we don't have any other choice. This idea that we're supposed to have, this idiot said we're supposed to have backyard barbecues. The average person in the United States, whether we like it or not, still, generally, if they don't see it on the mass media, if they don't see it on radio or TV, they feel you're a nut. In fact, I don't mean to dwell on this. I'm just using this as an example. This guy on Liberty Forum, who was using the name Euroman, incidentally, he said Condit should go out and hold signs over bridges as people are driving by. Now, that to the average person is a kook who cannot get on radio and TV. That's what that is.
Now, I'm not marginalized. That's right.
Now, I'm not against that if it's supported. But so as long as this law is here, that we can use this law to reach these hundreds of thousands and hopefully millions of people once or more, and we hope we've done repeat advertising as best we can, because repeat is necessary, as you know, in radio, and to get your message across. I've heard that Pepsi and Coke, the soft drink companies, their research shows that people don't really even register their new ads until they've heard it 5 or 6 times. Okay? Now, because we're doing such a shocking thing, then at least the elite of the politically interested, the top 20% of those driving to work, or 4% or whatever it is, they will catch it the first time because they're going to think, what in the world is this? But really, there's another reason to do this. Yes, we want to hit people with something for the first time. I don't care if 90% of the people in Cincinnati, when they hear the ad that we have defending Christopher Bolin and saying that Michael Chertoff should be arrested because he's a traitor to America, I don't care if 90% of them turn to their radio in their car and scream bloody murder at me for being an un-American nut.
I think quite the opposite will happen, but go ahead. Yeah.
At least they will have heard it for the first time. So that's one thing.
Let's first go someplace with this. Have you got any of these ads queued up for us? At least one of them.
Hey guys, whoever's spamming my chat with Luke McKee shit, I'm gonna block you if you do that again. Do not do that. That's fucking poor form. Do not do that. This is your fair warning. That goes to anybody else. Anybody else spamming my shit with other people's spaces, you will be blocked.
Gee, you're asking me a question. I have some of the old ones that I can show. I'm trying to think. See, the form that I have the new one in is on the website. And
okay, so let's give that one right away, and we'll give it a few times throughout the program. So why don't you give it one for the first time right now, Jim?
Okay, and here's the reason. We got a new technology called Flash Video, and if people will go to thetruth247.com, that's thetruth247.com, okay, then they can see this video, and the video will show them all 4 ads. It's about 7 minutes long, and 4 of the minutes are the ads. And on the internet, it's a TV commercial because we were able to put pictures of. We got some great pictures of Chertoff in there too. We got some great pictures, really great pictures of the Bolin family and Chris Bolin, and so they can go there and see this, and then they can decide whether or not they want to help or not. Actually, with the technology, I just will tell people this, and we warn them on the website. At the end of the 7 minutes, they're directed to the donation page where they can immediately donate, or they can mail something in, or they can just hit the back button or to go somewhere else. I mean, it's a technique to kind of avoid procrastination that these folks came up with. So if people want to help, obviously they don't have to. So that's what's happening. Now, what I could do, though, if you want, in a few minutes, is just read you this commercial with Bolin and Chertoff, because that's all I did on this other thing was read.
Well, here's the interesting thing, and I've got to stress this in my own way to present it. There are a few voices out there that have taken on these issues, aside from the usual hard workers, Eric, myself, Christopher, you. There are very few of us. The truth is, what we are facing now is the country is drifting further and further into tyranny. There's no other way to put it.
Yes.
And we have very scant time, as it stands right now, to begin to sway people toward a different political mindset, and that is away from the Democrat-Republicans. Yeah. You said it right in the beginning. I mean, and Eric said it last night on the show. We're going to play musical chairs with criminals. We're going to take the Republican criminals and install the Democratic criminals. And we're going to just go from one group of crooks to another. And unless we start informing people that the system has broken completely, then I don't think we're going to be able to make any effective change. And I see this as probably our best shot at the mainstream. I really do.
Now, of course, let me mention one other thing on strategy. When they come to our website, they have, in the links, and we're still rearranging this, they have IamTheWitness.com as one of the options, which I call, as far as I know, the best collection of radio shows. And I even give people instructions: download it, listen to it, just burn a CD, take it when you're driving and walking. So we also need the backup so that the ones who are interested, they can get some real meat. So I'm not suggesting, and I'm sure you understand this, that these radio ads are the be-all and end-all. All it is a way into the mind of hundreds of thousands of people who don't know what we're doing. They're not on the internet looking for the truth.
Jim, see, it is the ultimate way to do it, but it's all going to be dictated by how much you can raise in cash to get them out there. Now, if you had an unlimited budget, just think of what you could do.
Of course, and of course, I've been begging others to do this so that we would have 30 or 40 or 50. There's 60 major media markets in the USA, and I've been begging people, the other people who are already speaking out, to do this so that they can, so that we would, it'd be better to have 40 candidates or 50 in every major media market, and the messages would be a bit different and so forth. But you're right. And then we would be, and I think you're right what you said. There is reason to be optimistic. I don't know if you heard that Bill Kristol, not the comedian, but the guy that runs the Weekly Standard,
who's also a comedian,
speech in Austin the other day at some college, and he was just heckled mercilessly. It's up on Google Video. It's about a 7-minute clip by the people in the audience who called him a murderer, said him and all his friends needed to be arrested for attacking Iraq, and now they wanted to attack Iran. And so it's out there. There's a good population, and not all of them see things perfectly, if you'll forgive me, perfectly clearly, give or take a few that I do, but they see something is wrong, and they're ready to do something.
Hey, Robot Devil, why don't you request the mic instead of throwing little grenades? I know you're listening. Request the mic and step up. Intellectually undress me.
Up. You got pissed off at me for sharing anti-Zionist shit. What's the deal, bro? I thought you hate Jews. Like me.
What do you mean anti-Zionist shit? No, I removed. Hold on a second, Luke McKee. Listen, this guy does a space when I'm doing a space. You're gonna be promoting his shit on my fucking threads. What's wrong with you?
I'm turning in the fucking jumbotron. It's fucking temporary. I'm exposing the top ADL Jews saying all non-Jews are inferior.
Yeah. Guy, you're doing a space. It's exactly the same time I'm doing a space, and you want to promote your shit on my fucking platform, on my channel?
No, I'm not promoting shit. I'm fucking up Zionists. That's what we're both meant to be doing, right?
Yeah, but do you see me going into your threads and promoting my channel on your threads? Why can't you work with me?
I can't host my own spaces because I've been mass reported because my activism is so effective. I can't host spaces, okay? I can't pay Elon for a fucking blue tick, okay? Because I've got some really hardcore dirt on the fucking Jews.
Okay, hold on a second. Go ahead. Tell me your story.
Okay, so I'm shadow banned. I think you followed me, and you've seen me before. You've followed me, and I've followed you. So I didn't, and I've already sent you DMs in the past. You might want to look at them. Okay, actually, you've seen them. Okay, so right, I fuck with the two biggest Zionist organizations in Australia and America, respectively. You know the ADL.
Dude, you're the pedo hunter, right? You're the pedo hunter.
I was exposing fucking Chabad Lubavitch before the fucking tunnels, like going back. I'm the guy that made the whole big thing about I've been exposing the Jews linked to normalizing pedophilia. But in doing so, I got a National Socialist off all charges in Florida, Jason Brown. You know that?
You're the pedo hunter, correct? Yes or no?
No, I expose governments who protect. My target's not pedos. My target is governments normalizing pedophilia and governments that protect pedophiles. That's my target.
You never had the pedo hunter moniker?
No, my Telegram group.
Let me finish. I remember being in a Discord like 5 years ago with a Luke from Australia who had a pedo hunter moniker. Was that?
I have a Telegram group with 1,000 followers and exposes the government normalizing pedophilia by criminalizing the dissent against it. The head Jew in America that's redefined anti-Semitism as anti-Zionism, that man is Gabe Groisman, okay? That man, I found that son of a bitch because I trained a National Socialist, Jason Brown. He said, if you're going to protest outside a synagogue, make sure it's Chabad Lubavitch and make sure you talk about their doctrine of child abuse from the Talmud, section Babylonian Talmud, Shabbat 133a and 133b, that says any rabbi that doesn't bend down and suck the child's penis isn't doing his job right and must be relieved of duty. Okay.
Okay.
So he did that.
I'd be interested in seeing that.
Yeah, okay.
In seeing that.
You want me to put the Talmud in the fucking jumbotron right now?
They're supposed to lick the seal the blood thing, right? Like lick it, not suck the blood, not make it a sucking thing, right? You're saying that it's more perverse than what we think, right? I can't hear you. Guys, can you hear me? Are we cut off again? Guys, can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? Anybody out there?
Sorry, brother. Sorry, I can hear you. I was just delivering the receipts to the jumbotron. You've got the Talmud up on your screen now.
Hey, Luke, you're gonna have to drop out and come back. I can't hear you.
Hear me? You can hear me or not?
I cannot hear you.
Okay, I'll go come back.
All right. We'll deal with this. Yeah. So this is the thing, right? I was on a Discord with a Luke pedo hunter from Australia. And I think I'm fucking almost 100% sure that this is the same guy, right? And if that's the case, that's fine. But when I see Luke, what was it? When I see Luke McKee is hosting space while I'm hosting a space, and you're dropping shit off about Luke McKee's spaces, it's not that's not how you do shit. But I do appreciate any co-belligerent in this war. And I'm not gonna, obviously shit on this guy because he's engaged in the same fight. Luke, are you back? All right, Orhian, go ahead. Luke, I don't know where you are, bro. Orhian, can you hear me?
Technical issues today are just off the rails.
Go ahead, guy.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Orhian, can you hear me?
No, okay, I'll drop out again.
Guys. All right, this is fucking up. Luke, are you there?
Yeah, sorry, I'm here. I was just trying to put in a video in the jumbotron about how the Jews.
Yeah, hold on a second. Luke, how come when I was looking at X, it says you had a space hosted by Luke McKee? How come it said that if you're not hosting?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not hosting the space. You are.
It said in the live on X with Alex Jones, Into the Matrix, Rams Paul. It said Luke McGee, and you said you were hosting a space.
I can't host space on my account because I'm shadow banned.
I don't know why I would see that if it said that you weren't hosting a space.
Screenshot it.
Well, it's not up anymore because that space is no longer up. But I saw it about 2 hours ago when I started. I already saw a space for you. That's what I was reacting to. But go ahead. You want to say something? Yep. Go finish up.
Yeah, I want to tell the story of how I triggered the top Jew in America for the ADL, who's suing the dean of Berkeley Law for the crime of allowing Palestinian students to expel Zionists from their space in their charter. And he said, if you kick a Zionist out of this space, that's a hate crime because discrimination. You can't make this shit up. So I know. So anyway, here's the deal. I'll tell you the story from beginning to end with Gabe Grossman. It ends with Gabe Grossman flipping out and saying anti-Semites like me, who don't like his own synagogue's doctrine of child abuse, are the lowest rung of society just like the other races. And he spoke it at the Bal Harbour Council, which is a Jewish enclave, and practically every council member is a kike. So I got the head of the ADL to say, the Jews
don't use derogatory slurs, okay?
Sorry. But I'm insulting.
Like that, please.
Okay, sorry, like that. I'm sorry, but yeah, we've got the moral high ground because now we've got this top ADL lawyer on video saying Jews are the master race. Mazel tov. So Mazel tov is the new Sig Heil. And we got him. He's got a hot mic. So I put the video of him actually friggin' saying that in the Jumbotron. Oh, is it still there? Yes. And the quote from it. It's the second video in the Jumbotron. And the third thing in the Jumbotron from the right is the quote of what he said. So this is very embarrassing for this ADL prick. He went to Israel, and here's the guy who has defined anti-Semitism in law. If you were to hand out a pro-Palestinian protest pamphlet, you could be charged with littering. And because you're against the state of Israel existing, that is now a hate crime offense and you get 5 years jail because you don't like 13,500 babies being killed. You're an enemy of the American state if you don't love baby killing. So he's also redefined anti-Semitism to say, if you say Jews can do things that other people can't do, like get a non-prosecution agreement, if you're a Mossad agent like Epstein, that's anti-Semitism. If you say Goyim are not allowed to suck child penis and have a religion that mandates child sexual abuse, and why is Mayor Bellagio in New York, in order to get the Jewish vote, promising that he'll shut down the New York Department of Health Safe PRISM program to crack down on Jews doing this child abuse ritual? All the rabbis said, you don't get the Jewish vote, Mayor Bellagio, if you don't let us suck child penis. And you can Google I'm not exaggerating. The Jewish word for it is metzitza, M-E-T-Z-I-T-Z-A-H, which means to suck. So if you want to say to a Jew, you suck, you just say metzitza to them. And beper, B''P-E-H, means by mouth. So it's sucking by mouth is a literal Hebrew translation, and we know what they're sucking, okay? At the start of the coronavirus pandemic, from the Chabad headquarters in Jewish Tunnel Central in Crown Heights in New York, on a nash.org, they put out their coronavirus edicts. And the rabbi said, God has spoken to me. Johnson & Johnson's brand Listerine is the cure for COVID. I shit you not. The February, I can put screenshots. Don't laugh. I will put the friggin' screenshots of it into the Jumbotron right now. Okay. Are you having fun? Because I'm having fun just destroying these Zionists too, mate. Okay.
Are you having a laugh?
I'm having a laugh at these kikes. In fact, at these Jews, whatever, at these Chabad Lubavitch pedophiles, okay? These Jews are so triggered that a based Orthodox synagogue in Hungary, on the same thread where I think I can give it to you, came to my thread, right? And said, oh yes, us Torah Jews hate Chabad Lubavitch too. And even then I showed them no mercy. So I can share that as well too. You know, Chabad Lubavitch is coming to my thread. Based Orthodox.
Okay, hold on a second. Look, I just found out what it was. Kaylin was nice enough to message me that you've been going on to other spaces and talking. What I saw was you speaking and your account, and you were obviously speaking for a while on these spaces because that's what I saw. Maybe perhaps you are correct in that you didn't host it, but you were on a space earlier today. Is that correct? Is that correct?
Which one?
Okay, I can't remember, but okay, that's what it is. All right, go ahead, continue. I just want to clear that up. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the Jews are so triggered by my activism, they've even sent Orthodox Jews coming in, right, and say, you know, we hate the Chabad Lubavitches too, right? And I said, look, the organizations representing all Jews in America, the Rabbinical Council of America, supports this child abuse ritual, right? So the Jew Israel has two religious head of states, right? You got one rabbi for the head rabbi for the Ashkenazi Jews, and you got one for the the Sephardic, whatever they are. Yeah, that's right. Now the Sephardic one got fired after he said all faggots must die, Leviticus 20:13. Because Israel's the gayest place in the friggin' world, right? And because all this homosexual,
the gayest city in the world.
Yeah, and all this homosexuality shit comes from the Kabbalah sex magic, and it's all being pushed by the Ordo Templi Orientis, who's into sex magic. And Hillary Clinton.
Did you hear my space over the weekend on Saturday with Adam Green when we had a 33rd degree Freemason on?
Yeah, I've exposed a few 33. If I was in there, I would have caused a lot of trouble. I would have said, in your Royal Ark of the Covenant degree, when you're not allowed to talk about it, do you say Yabulon and hail to Baal? You fucking Baal worship.
He claims that he didn't have to make any crazy oaths, which makes me very skeptical. But
it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. They're lying. They're lying.
But he
lying.
said that
they got leaked.
He did admit. I asked them, I'm like, okay, you want to talk about the Ordo Templi Orientis, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, right? The Crowley sect of Freemasonry, his own secret society that he created, cut out of Freemasonry and all this other shit. Why? And he said he was, he knew a lot about that stuff. So I asked him, 9th degree autoerotic, 10th degree heteroerotic, 11th degree homoerotic. So
master of the hermit triad.
Hold on a second. So I asked.
You're right. XI in gay anal sex black magic.
So I asked him, "What's the deal with all the gay shit?" Right, and he answered it pretty honestly. He's saying it's not so much gay; it's more bisexuality, and the pedophilia goes along with it, and it goes because he said it's because the black magicians believe that'll give them more power, etc. So he kind of
they're scared of me.
Honestly,
they run from me because I've got the leaked training videos showing the global head of the Ordo Templi Orientis, David Shriven, fully doxed on my Telegram group, on camera saying 2 real children, not adult stand-ins, must join the Gnostic with a G, Gnostic Catholic mass child orgy ritual, and that we drink human blood. And 2 people in Australia were kidnapped and thrown in jail without trial for saying the same thing as the global leader of the cult said himself. In fact, they didn't say it. They just published a letter from someone else who was Dr. Rena Mickelson, who won the Young Australian of the Year award for her child protection charity. So, so that the head of the OTO in Australia, David Bottrell, who's also an intelligence officer, he's done perjury because he also filed documents with the Australian Charities and Not-for-Profit Commission that the outer head of the order in the OTO, as they call him, OHO, or the Supreme and Holy King, or whatever the fuck they call this guy, David Shriven, a.k.a. Frater Siberius X. That's what he calls himself. So you say that the head of the OTO in Australia has done perjury saying we don't have a doctrine of human blood drinking and sex with children. But I've actually got the leaked training videos and now they're fucked. So, yeah, the OTO people are scared of me. And on top of that, all of this shit is going into an American court case. There's a fucking autist, right? And he hooked up with an OTO fucking hostess with the mostess who makes fucking snuff films, okay? And you know what? The fucking prosecutor tried to charge this guy with attempted murder. He just rejected a plea bargain for 1 month and time served because he wants to fuck up the OTO. crazy fucking nutter. Godspeed to him. I can't say about it because it's an ongoing court case, but we're going to try and fuck up the OTO and the American courts and take away their 501c3. Then we'll use it as a precedent to take away Chabad Lubavitch. From the river to the sea, Chabad Lubavitch will lose its 501c3.
Yeah, that's a good one, Luke. Good one. Yeah, no, listen, man. I support.
Guys, can you do me a favor?
100%.
Guys, can everyone do me a favor? Okay, I'm going to share a video which has got the young turds in it. Okay, and images from the Times of Israel and Haaretz and a whole bunch of Jewish news websites. And those images are pictures of rabbis going down on babies. And I want you guys to all report my account for child porn so I can use it as a precedent to demand the American government block the Times of Israel, Haaretz, and all the Jewish news websites. What do you think? I'll put up the video now. Here we go.
Luke, could I ask you a question, sir? You seem to be very deep in all this stuff. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Orhan. Apparently, Luke cannot. No. Listen, I was on a Discord with this guy like 5 years ago talking about the same shit, and it's probably the most challenging area, and you got to have like balls of steel to take this on, because these guys, they come after you. They go after the guys that are exposing pedophiles.
Yeah, I do. And I'm not exposing pedophiles. I'm going for the even bigger fish than pedophiles. Governments who protect pedophiles and government-protected super VIP, government-blessed child raping pedophiles. Well, so my pin thread is on the Hunter Biden laptop equivalent scandal of Australia's gay marriage vote. Holy shit. My pin thread exposes that the police, for the sake of gay pride, decided to bless the union of gay marriage activist Penis, who started the biggest gay newspaper in Queensland, and it was a hero of the gay lobby, Michael James _TV, also known as Michael James ABC because he's a government reporter previously. His penis into a 14-year-old Catholic schoolboy child anus. But the mainstream media said it's all the boy's fault because he had a gay dad's anal sex crush, which is a lie. The boy is heterosexual. And he was given tazimapalm date rape drugs. But the police perverted the course of justice, a crime equivalent to murder, and deliberately withheld the use of the date rape drugs from the jury, because for the sake of the gay marriage vote outcome, the police have created a super pedophile who's allowed to have as much child porn and rape as many kids as he wants, and he's working in a school right now as a case law confirmed supplier of date rape drugs to children, and a case law confirmed supplier of a student from his own school he used to teach at, St. Joseph's Nudgee, to a Jewish pedophile. So for the sake of gay pride, so therefore I have proven legally that gay marriage equals child rape. That's dangerous fucking knowledge.
Luke, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, brother.
Can I ask you a question about this stuff? Because I started this space, talking about the whole aspect of circumcision, which I view as, well, about banning circumcision, starting movements around the country of the US and Europe and just everywhere about getting genital mutilation ban outlawed, heavy penalties for those who do the practice, and what the actual impact that would have in the grander scale of things as a revolutionary tactic.
Brother, you're not the first. You're not the first to do this. You see, the gays in 2012 wanted to have extreme power to groom your children. So what they did is they set up the Bay Area Intactivists group. And this is a bunch of faggots who are friends with George Takei. You know, the Sulu from classic Star Trek.
Bro, no more derogatory slurs. I want to keep my slurs going.
Sorry.
Okay? Come on.
Okay.
I get it. This is how you talk, and I don't care. Okay. It doesn't bother me. I think.
Okay. I will not do cuss words. Okay. I'll go in.
Luke, let me finish, bro. Please. Let me finish. But we have to just practice a proper decorum, so not to give them any excuses. This space is already the most throttled, fucking suppressed space on X. Please help me out here. Go ahead.
Okay, so where were we up to? We're talking about the intactivists. So what happened is the gay lobby knows where political power in America derives from, and that's the Jews and AIPAC. Okay, if you want to up your stakes in society and get more power, then you've got to appeal to the master race who rules America, or at least do a power play against them. So the Bay Area intactivists got enough signatures, right, to get a vote on the ballot in, I think, 2011 or 2012 to have a vote on male circumcision, whether to outlaw it or not. And because they're gays and they're all homosexual graphic designers and they've got the whole arty flair happening, they made rabbi mugs. They made comic books showing rabbis going down on babies. They did the whole marketing campaign, right? I'm going to share that in the Jumbotron. But the Jewish DA made a document to shut it and said, no, it's anti-Semitic to be against child penis sucking. Democracy cannot be allowed to proceed even if you have enough signatures to put a proposition on the ballot, because democracy is anti-Semitic, because democracy might turn against the need of the Jew to suck child penis.
Okay, so then that would be the Metzitza Bepe, but all circumcision, I mean, did they define all circumcision as then anti-Semitic, so it can't be outlawed?
Yeah, all circumcision, it means making shepos goys. All the Jewish doctors who try to say circumcision reduces your chance of getting AIDS, they're all Jews, if you dive deep like I did.
Well,
hey, Luke, how about the other health benefits that they want to say? It's less urinary tract infections, more hygienic, less penile cancer, etc. You buy into any of that?
No, it doesn't do anything. If you look at Europe, they have less STDs than America.
Yeah, that is true. Also, when you get circumcised, there has been medical studies to say that it changes the baseline EKG of someone's brain and it makes them more psychopathic. It's a form of trauma-based mind control. I'll give the medical study on that now.
Yeah, this is what I opened with, talking about how this would be a major impactful solution, because everything flows from the Abrahamic covenant through circumcision and the trauma, and for the doctrines within the Abrahamic faith to take, they work in synergy. It's the trauma, and then later on the doctrines and the indoctrination of these, I guess you would call them mind control protocols but the essential part is creating this damage from inception. So, I mean, this is kind of, I don't know if they knew it or they just stumbled upon it, because this was some of the things that were touched upon with the old MK Ultra programs, Artichoke, these kind of things that were developed during the 50s, 60s, and 70s as well.
Luke, so tell us about what you wanted us to do. You want us to report these things for child porn, so it can give you a precedent. I guess Luke has dropped out.
I haven't dropped out. I was just reading a Jumbotron. Yeah, there's a video early on in the Jumbotron which has pictures of rabbis going down on babies. Now, if you can report that for child porn, I can get those images registered as CSAM, and we can try and get Spam House. Anytime someone sends a link to the Times of Israel, the email gets blocked. Every time a school web browser tries to go to Times of Israel, BTFO. You know what I'm talking about here? So when you report me, okay, say I'm so angry that there's these pictures from the pedophile site Times of Israel. The best way to do the report, okay, is say I'm so angry that these pedophilic images from the Times of Israel are in this video, and make sure you mention Times of Israel when you're reporting my video. If it tells you to ask us more, and yeah. And if they delete my account for sharing Times of Israel, then I can use the whole appeals process, because there's going to be a court case about and we're going to find out who did data censorship orders against. Not now, but when my Twitter account was not being used for 8 months, just before I was almost killed in Vietnam, an intelligence agency, all the sons of bitches in America who in this OTO court case, lobbied Twitter to take off thread view of my pinned tweet now, and we're gonna find out how that happened, with a subpoena.
Well, they've taken down almost every single one of my pinned tweets, like 6 or 7 strong. I'm on the 7th one now, and it's a good one because it talks about the double standards and hypocrisy and Jewish privilege. So I'm very satisfied that if I go down, I'm going to go down swinging.
Well, good news. Good news is, you want to know about this whole Jason Brown thing, right? They threw the charge. So I best tell the story from beginning to end, but it ends with a National Socialist having all charges dropped against him. He was innocent anyway, but it had all charges dropped because they didn't want to have the rabbi cross-examined about his child abuse ritual, because once it gets into a courtroom, that gets sent off to the tax office. The Chabad Lubavitches lose their friggin' raffles to pay for the IDF genocide, and they get declared not as a religious organization, but a pedophile organization, unless they formally recant their child abuse doctrine and say, no, any rabbi that sucks a child's penis will report to the police. Until they have that retraction, they need to lose their 501c3 and cease being, because under American law and Australian law, any religion that has a doctrine that's against the criminal laws does not have the right to exist.
That's a good point, and that's a terrific strategy, and obviously we all support that.
I have a better strategy
legally within the constraints and the boundaries of existing law.
I have another. I want to start a movement in America, okay, to fuck with Gabe Grossman, who called me anti-Semitic for not loving. They took out my YouTube. That Claude 33 rule cunt took out my YouTube channel. 0 strikes and you're out too. So I want to destroy the ADL, and the ADL is with Chabad Lubavitch. So here's how you do it. I want every single Palestinian rights activist. I want every single National Socialist. I want every non-Zionist Christian to try and join your local Chabad Lubavitch social circles, mailing lists, make your fake accounts looking like a Jew. Just try and gently infiltrate, be very passive. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to find a married Chabad Lubavitch Jewess who's announcing she's going to have a baby. Then you have to find where she lives. This is all legal, okay? This is completely legal, because you're not going to have any communication with them, right? And you're not going to stalk them, except when she announces that they've had their birth on social media, 8 days later, or 9th, if the child is born on the Sabbath, the Saturday, you will rock up in your car quietly and peaceably down the road, 4, 5, 6, 7 houses down the road on a public street, like a private eye, and sit there for a stakeout, okay? You will wait for the moil, the Chabad Lubavitch rabbi, to come over and suck, because the mother is expected to hold down her own baby whilst the rabbi sucks his son's penis, or she'll be expelled from the cult. So we've got to save these poor Jewesses, right? So when the rabbi rocks up at the house, okay, you dial 911 and you report sexual battery of a minor in progress, and that's how you expel the Jews from America before they breed more babies than white people or black people or anyone who's goyim in an inferior race, by their definition. Is that smart or what?
Well, sir, in that case, such as my suggestion in the beginning, what do you think the impact on, if you were able to create a movement and make it illegal for circumcision in its entirety?
Also, no, I've got better. Also, I have already done a survey in Florida. All the Orthodox rabbis who do Metzitzah B'Peh services, child baby dick sucking services for hire, they all lack medical licenses. Unlicensed medical practice is a crime. And Gabe Groisman's synagogue, which we'll hear about, mandates, I've shared in the Jumbotron the screenshots. His synagogue, the Shul Bal Harbor, says you cannot go to the hospital for a bris because it's not done the proper religious way. It needs to be done in the religious, the child penis sucking ritual has to be done by an unlicensed medical practitioner. So I've proven a child abuse doctrine for Gabe's own bloody synagogue. Now, the reason I got pissed off with him is Jason Brown went out the front of ChabadUCF.com. They're going to build a new facility, and it was just a construction site. There was no synagogue there. And they were doing their rally, right? And, Antifa son of a bitch who's a school teacher, in the school board, high up in the school board, was doing a stakeout, okay? And, he drove past and pointed a firearm at the protesters. And, when the police had left the scene, okay, in comes an IDF soldier, David Neustadt, and he tries to bait the, protesters inside his car so he could use the Florida castle law and execute people for the crime of not loving kitty cocksucking or rabbi foreskin munching, whatever you want to call it. And that didn't work. So he got out of his car, walked over and smashed a 72-year-old senior citizen to the ground, breaking his hand. That started a melee, okay? He started that the first act of violence was a Zionist violence, okay? And the police, with the senior citizen being attacked first, and the Jew claiming, he's a victim, I'm a victim, I got pepper sprayed, I'm the victim. I have every right to punch a 72-year-old grandparent to the ground. It's all on camera, okay? So the police decided not to arrest anyone, but the child abuse cult founded to honor.
Hold on a second. You're from Australia, right? This happened in Australia?
No, this happened in Florida, Orlando, Florida.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, yeah. Brendan O'Connell got 3 years for smacking one.
Brendan O'Connell is complicated. You want to go to the off-topic group for deep state pedo hunters to actually see the dirt on him. Just search my timeline for Brendan. Brendan.
I don't want to waste any more time on him. I thought you were in Australia.
I gave him the whole bullshit about the Intel management engine because I'm an IT guy. Okay, he admits it himself on Rents Radio. I'm going to talk for 2 hours about the research of Luke McKee, but Luke McKee's crazy. Don't listen to him. He's a fucking shell.
Yeah, that's the common MO for all these guys. Everybody's a shell. Everybody's fucking compromised. Listen to me. I have all the answers. That's how a lot of these guys operate.
Yeah. So Brendan O'Connell, I've got the guy's is hanging out in Malaysia with his closeted gay boyfriend. That was his benefactor, for a while. But he did.
You're not the first person to tell me that he likes the beans and Frank.
Well, it gets better. He's an actual witness to high-level government corruption, right? As far as government stealing drugs when he was in New Zealand. He talked about it on Truth Jihad. What's his name? Kevin
McCarran?
Oh, one of them. Yeah, don't worry. It's behind a fucking paywall on Patreon, but I've stolen it for you, and it's on my Telegram group, okay? And he's talking about his time in New Zealand, where he was shared a cell with a Brazilian guy who brought in 3 kilograms of cocaine, but customs stole 1 kilogram almost half a kilogram of cocaine, or about 700 grams of cocaine was stolen by customs themselves. And so while the customs were having an investigation, they held him without charge for 1 month and brought him back for a perp walk. Yeah, and Brendan O'Connell...
You know what sounds fishy about that? If they're going to steal, they take the whole thing. They take all 3, right? Why would they let 2 go and steal?
They have to take it out and weigh it and stuff in the suitcase. There was packed in more than 1 bag in the suitcase. Look, I've exposed my Telegram in minute detail accurately. You've got screenshots of Brendan O'Connell saying I made gave him the whole thing about the Intel management engine, and you know how it's based on an ARC processor that was used to be a Nintendo game cartridge chip for 3D graphics in Sly Fox or whatever. Then it was bought out by Goldman Sachs, and now there's an ARC CPU embedded in every Intel CPU, which has access to your memory.
Intel inside, aka Israel inside. Let me ask. Let me add alt.
I'm the guy that found that and exposed it first, and Brendan O'Connell ran with it and said, "Give me shekels." Brendan O'Connell's also talked about fucking Masonics being mates with the Masons and fucking aliens when he gets drunk. He's a fucking weirdo.
I agree. Let's go to Afternoon Goip. Go ahead, Afternoon Goip. Hello, guys. If you make a request, you got the speaker. You got to turn your microphone on and speak.
I know Groip. He's one of my greatest fans. He's from Egypt, okay, and he hates the whole Jew circumcision thing very much. That's all I'll say.
All right, go, Luke. Wrap it up, and I'm going to go. And I want to go do a couple of things. Go ahead.
Yeah, just make sure everyone share the crap out of the head Jew for the ADL who redefined anti-Semitism, okay, as anti-Zionism. Make sure you make it super viral that the top Jew of the ADL says all non-Jews are inferior races. Share the crap out of that. That wakes up normies. Why is a racial supremacist group like fucking... I've read Mein Kampf, okay? Hitler was just like Putin. That had the Jews killing all the Germans in Poland. He was set up to kick off the war, just like Putin just couldn't take all those years of those Ukrainian people killing the Russians, having elections where they're not allowed to vote, and all the other stuff that's going on, bullshit over there, you know, that gay clown fucking Zelensky. So, you know, but... Hitler did. I have been reading Mein Kampf, and I'm not buying all this Aryan racial supremacy stuff. You can make a stronger bloody argument saying that white people's genes have been on this earth longer because we're 4% Neanderthal. So our genes are technically more evolved because we are the product of race mixing with Neanderthals, and our genome has been adapting its defenses much longer than the black Homo sapiens from Africa who are 0% Neanderthal DNA. You could make that's a stronger argument for racial supremacy than Hitler's Aryan cult shit. You know what I mean? So Hitler's a racial supremacist, and then you can say, look, the top Jew. When you compare the top Jews, right? If you want to look, I know a lot of Nazi people won't want to do this, but when you fucking link Jews to fucking Hitler, they go apeshit. It triggers them. They fucking implode. It blows blows them. It's like the World Zionist Federation as Hitler's business partners, you know, with a transfer agreement, you know, and Hitler paid the Jews to leave, but Jews just went to Palestine, signed a fucking refugee form where we promised to be loyal to the state of Palestine, and went straight into fucking killing in the Nakba. Who's worse? Hitler, who wants to do ethnic cleansing by paying people to leave, or the Zionist state of Israel that goes straight into genocide? Who's more keen? Who's the worst person in that example there? Jews. Well, I'm sure the worse than Hitler.
It wasn't. He was paying them. They were just transferring their assets from Germany to Palestine.
Yeah, they're still business partners.
Oh yeah. Who was the only Jewish?
The first people to put the Star of David on their friggin' flag ever, right? We're Hitler's business partners.
Star of Red Fan. There's no such thing as Star of David.
Yeah, and before that, it was on a sign in Belgium, on the side of some building, or some doorway in Belgium in like the 1400s or something. But that was it for my deep research.
Right. Yeah, I mean, listen, who is the only Jewish group in Germany or across Europe, for that matter, who did not go along with the World Jewish Congress decree for an international boycott of Germany? It was the Zionists, right? They were working intimately with the Reich.
Yeah, look, I'm sick of all these bloody Jews, man. So I just want to trigger them and piss them off.
And I'm happy. I'm happy to have you speak, dude. I know you. I've known you for a while. I know.
But I want you guys in America to take on board my great ideas. Operation Expel the Jewesses. Okay, not swat the Jewesses. It's special weapons and tactics. Call the police. The police are not going to charge you for complaining about. If the police try and charge you for being a public nuisance, for calling the police to the scene of a child rape in progress, they have every right to kick the friggin' door down and bust in on the rabbi, because you can have a little form, a press kit prepared. And say, look, here is the Talmud. It says the child penis must be sucked. They're in this cult. Here's the news stories of Bellagio saying, if you don't support child penis sucking, you won't get the Jewish vote. And then have people there live streaming, the cops saying, no, you can't go near that house. We know there's child penis sucking in action, but we're not doing our duty. Then you fucking take it. So you don't go in there, sir. We have footage of the mole going in there. Here's the proof of the woman announcing her birth. You will be reported to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement for covering up a child rape. You will do this, sir. This has been live streamed. You arrest us for opposing. You can have showdowns with the police, and then to enhance yourself, right? In Florida, there's all these crazy nutters who just love to troll the police, and they're called First Amendment auditors. Okay, you get these asshats, right? In league, because they hate they have a grudge with the police, so they just love to film police and troll police by filming them in public places because it's legal to do, right? So if you can make an alliance between the anti-Zionists and the First Amendment auditors to film police saying child penis sucking is okay if Jews do it, think of the absolute shit show it will
be. Luke, wouldn't it be more effective then to work towards a universal ban and make it illegal for any type of genital mutilation and
they control them. The DA said even if you get enough signatures, it's anti-Semitic to be against the rabbi's lips around a child's penis. And get this, the DA in his submission to shut it down for being anti-Semitic, just last night the other night, we found out using Yandex image search, because the Google one censored this, that the Jewish DA, he cropped a picture of a rabbis and a baby, and he cropped out the caption in German, which showed that the complaint was nothing to do with their child penis sucking ritual. It was about the Nazis, National Socialist magazine was saying that Jews are just born evil, and there's like, this baby's going to be evil because he's Jewish. That's what the caption said, right? They deliberately cropped out the caption because they wanted to make the false claim that Hitler fought against. Hitler didn't need to fight against child penis sucking because it was illegal in Germany since 1850 with syphilis. All the Jew babies were dying, and a woman would have 2 babies, they'll die from syphilis, and then they'll use the exemption in the Jerusalem Talmud that says if you've lost 2 sons to the rabbi's lips, you don't have to lose your 3rd. So that's why Germany passed those laws.
Sure,
but in 2012, when a Chabad rabbi was arrested for doing a surprise baby dick sucking metzitza pair, the religious head of state of Israel, the Ashkenazi religious head of state, went to Germany to work with the Rabbinical Council of Germany, who had a debate and decided, okay, we are the organization who represents all Jews, and we say some Jews who do it, 10%, need to suck child penis. So we're going to make a new law to legalize child penis sucking. And Yoni Metzger, the head Ashkenazi rabbi of Israel, went to Germany to get a law passed to get this rabbi off child sex charges. And the law passed with a 2/3 majority vote because Stu Merkel's CDP was on board. But I've already shared an image in the Jumbotron of a German politician saying it's a crime by law to legalize child sex just because the head rabbi in Israel said so.
But sir, in the modern time, though, has there, if it was possible, because this was kind of my point that I started with, there hasn't really been a movement large enough or an effort large enough to create a movement with enough people to put pressure and to work through the institutions, the legislation, put pressure on the politicians to, you know, enact actual change, and to where these arguments that they throw at everything, where it's anti-Semitic to be against child genital mutilation, you know, just won't stick if you manage to create a groundswell large enough. Do you not think or foresee that could have a major impact?
No one knows this research. I'm the guy who's actually, it didn't start with me. There's actually a guy in Palm Beach, Florida, who told me about it, okay, about 4 or 5 years ago, when there was only 20,000 views on a video, which is there's a YouTube channel called Jews on Television, and it's where National Socialists and the type troll the Jews by putting mainstream media news clips on YouTube and daring the Jews to censor it. So the most popular video on Jews on Television channel on YouTube, with over 500,000 views, is the Cradle of Secrets story from ABC TV in New York about a rabbi going down on a baby and killing it. And Chabad Lubavitch, when they put out their coronavirus edicts I talked about before.
Luke, what's the name of the channel?
Jews on Television. Actually, hey, while we have an interlude, can I just put a few more things in the Jumbotron to source all this? And can we have a funny interlude? I would like to play a song, which is always being censored, that predicted what's happening with the war in Palestine, just to lift our spirits up. Since we're talking about this disgusting Jewish stuff, I'd like to play a protest song against the Jews. That's a spoof of Frozen. You've probably heard it before, but the video got deleted without emotion.
Go ahead. Play your song.
I can't play it, but I will put it in the Jumbotron and you can play it. It's on SoundCloud.
All right. You just message me with it, or where are we going to put it? Or it's in the Jumbotron, you said? Just put it in the thread. I can play it if you put it in the thread. Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
can
hear you.
It's been glitching like nobody's business today. It's been crazy.
Like a motherfucker?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just added it. I just put it in the thread. I can't see the Jumbotron. Can you put it in the thread? Is it in the thread? Is it in the thread? Hold on.
I don't know. I can't see it.
Listen to this.
It's in the DM. It's in your DM, and it's in the Jumbotron. Okay.
Right.
The other one's very funny too, but I want to play that's the gay one in the video. But the SoundCloud one is hilarious. It used to have a video going for it, but the video got censored.
Oi, Faith. Oi, Gewalt. It's like another shower. My jimmies are alright on the mountain tonight. I'm rustled to the bones. I need 1,000 shills for backup, but it looks like I'm alone. Goyama howling with their racist Stormfront pride. Couldn't chill alone, Yahweh knows I've tried. Won't let you in, won't set you free. Be the good boy that you're supposed to be. In 6 trillion, much doubt they sow. The Goyim know. Shut it down, shut it down. Can't speak your mind anymore. Shut it down, shut it down. No free speech for the Goy. Your rights end where my feelings begin. Let the storefront rage. We're just gonna shut it down anyways. It's funny how television makes real big things seem small, and I use the bucks to control you. 6 trillion Jews did fall. It's time to cheat and lie and chew to build up Zion and break you. No right, no wrong, no rules for me. I'm free. Shut it down, shut it down. My holy kingdom is divine. Shut it down, shut it down. Kiss your lands and homes goodbye. Your rights end where my feelings begin. Let the Arabs rage on.
That is the best line.
It predicts Palestine it gets conquered in the end too. It's just fucking. I can. It play last bit.
I'll play the whole thing.
And my hand waves and it is made to come to pass. I'll shut down every goy. My whim is their command. Shut it down, shut it down. I raise the 3rd temple at dawn. Shut it down, shut it down. The age of the goy is gone. Here I stand in New Zion, oy vey. Let the Arabs rage on. We're just gonna annex them anyways. That's where my house is gonna be after we bulldoze these Palestinians. That plot right over there. Shabbat shalom, you bitch.
Good one, Luke.
Now I could go on and talk about all of those fucking things coming true. Everything in that fucking song, everything. You know, it's you know that they outlawed the fucking swastika in Australia because Buddhist fucking temple swastika pissed them off, and that a government building imported Buddhist tiles from Vietnam. That's why they outlawed the swastika in Australia and watered down the incitement to genocide laws that all the fucking Zionists are doing right now. What else happened in that song? Well, annexing Palestine, got the fucking Israel, Ben Severe, whatever his name is, head of the Israeli National Security Minister, handing out fucking guns to settlers in the West Bank. And what else is he doing? He's saying that we need to build beachside estates in North Gaza now. Beachside settlements in North Gaza.
Yeah, none of that's gonna help. They're in some deep shit. And this goes for the whole whatever you want to call it, global pedo homo power structure of the West. We can see it. The West, I know. The West is in clear decline. And
that's my profile image.
Israel, let me finish, Luke. I'm going to give you as much time as you need, please, bro. They're gonna take us down with them. This is the albatross around the neck of the West, and we have dueling realities, right? This kosher sanitized version, this matrix, this artificial reality that's been imposed on us, and more people are waking up and existing in their their ultimate reality, right? So it's important. We talk about solutions and kvetching and what are you going to do? Well, this is what we're doing. Go ahead, Luke.
I'm a crazy what do you call lateral thinking fucking autist mastermind, and I don't see what you described being defeated unless you're going to hate me for saying it. You're going to hate me, but it's true.
I'm saying Israel's being defeated. Israel's losing. Well, they're not winning.
I like to see it. I want to see it. Okay, but all the Arab governments are fucking up with Palestine big time.
No, what happens if the Sunni ones are not? See, not when you make a statement like that, it's factually wrong. Yemen is actually fighting. Hezbollah and Lebanon is fighting. The Shiite Iraqis are actively fighting. Syria is actively fighting, and Iran's actively fighting. Not that Iran's an Arab government, but that's a factually incorrect statement.
Aren't Palestinians? I thought Palestinians were Sunni, and Sunni and Shia. Yeah, now
they're the only ones. You know why? Because they're the only ones being occupied by Zionists. Not that we're not Zionists.
Yeah, of course you are. Israel wouldn't exist without America,
right? Or Britain.
America. Jews look at Americans and they say that's our bag of Goya money, because the first Israeli foreign minister came back to Israel the suitcase of money from Zionists.
We're the golden calf. America is the golden calf that has been milked dry, right? They've been sucking on American teat for how long? Since
can you attribute that quote?
At least the last 40 years. I mean, listen, there was a hiccup, right? We had the Freemason Harry Truman bring about Israel, and FDR before him, right? They're both 33rd degree Freemasons, by the way. Now, okay, so what did General Marshall? What did George Marshall tell Roosevelt and Truman? This is not a good idea, right? Going along with this Israeli Zionist project is not a good idea. It's not going to work. It's going to create more problems than it's worth. Nobody listened to him. And he was it was prophetic what his advice to both presidents. Prophetic. Go ahead. Sapien, hello. Welcome aboard, guys. Sapien, you want to say something? Oh, it's one of these things, right? Where you guys can't hear me now. Can you guys hear me? Can I get a thumbs up if you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'll just rating your jumbotron. I wrote a dossier in October to give to Vietnamese intelligence. And I actually used Truman. I invoked Truman and Ho Chi Minh in my dossier. Truman said that the Hiroshima nuclear bomb should never be used. You should never drop more, kilotons of bombs on a dense populated area with civilians, because that's genocide, and the nuclear bomb only serves that purpose. So I'm going to make sure that create the Atomic Energy Commission and make sure only they get the nukes, not the US military, which is unfortunately not what has happened. So he actually talked about all the kids that died in Hiroshima. And in 1946, Ho Chi Minh founded the Vietnamese Red Cross. And all the Red Crosses around the world did a big virtue signaling exercise in 2017 and said, Hiroshima, never again. Like BB loves to say, never again. Well, all the Red Crosses said, never again, Hiroshima. And Gaza has got 3 times the kilotons of conventional ordnance that Hiroshima got with is it Little Boy or Fat Man? I don't know which one, but Hiroshima got 15 kilotons of TNT equivalent, and
now they're not showing. They're not showing my space anymore, and it says details not available. So
you just got to buy. You've got a buggy client. It's probably still working. Just chill.
All right, Sapien, you want to say something? Luke, you got any final thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to. When we're on the Arab spaces and there's 15 anonymous listeners, we like to say there's Jews in the basement or Jews in the tunnel. And I went into a Zionist space before and gave them shit about the guy who redefined anti-Semitism as anti-Zionism, saying that all goyim are inferior, and that must really fucking piss them off. So I don't know, how else can we piss off all the Jews in our basement of this space? Do you have any ideas?
Just doing what I do every day pisses them off. Are you kidding me? I mean, but my life's work pisses them off. I guess every day above ground pisses them off.
Yeah, they can't they can't have me in a space. They say, you're an anti-Semite. And I go, yes, I'm a certified anti-Semite. The top Jew in America who actually was the first ever to pass the laws defining what anti-Semitism is, says I'm an anti-Semite because I don't like child penis sucking. And every American has a binary choice.
If you go through their list, of what qualifies as an anti-Semite, we check off every one except for two. Like of the 14 criteria in terms of the criterion, when they read it off, 12 of the 14 check off the boxes. I mean, it's absurd.
I took them off.
It's absolutely absurd. And
I know how to
it's an overreach, right?
I know how to piss them off.
Their grasp. When they want to make, go ahead, Luke. Finish it up, bro. Finish it up.
Okay, I know how to piss the Jews off.
You're very difficult to have a back and forth with. You really are.
I am. I'm a fucking author.
If you want to come on more often, you're gonna have to fix that.
I'm broken in that regard. But
you have to get fixed, or else it's not gonna work.
Okay. Well, at least let me inspire the Jews in the basement to kill a fellow Jew. Okay. I'm not going to kill a Jew, but they are. See, there's a guy called 33 Rule that goes into all these Jewish spaces, right? Okay. And on the Periscope days, he's this 40-year-old Jew with his parents still alive.
Just for the record, we're not inciting any violence here.
No. We're not inciting. We're
not promoting violence. We're not inciting violence. He's recalling a story, an actual factual.
Yeah, true story.
True story Correct. About a troll. Go ahead, Luke.
But no, a true story about a troll, and this troll is our greatest ally. Okay. This Jewish man is the greatest ally of National Socialist. I haven't seen anything as great as this since Murdoch in the Australian newspapers in the 90s.
Just for the record, hold on a second. Just for the record, when you speak R and you include me, I'm not a National Socialist. So I don't know what you're including me in terms of your National Socialist.
I'm not a National Socialist. I'm a race mixing CUNT. But anyway, okay. So
I don't know where that came in, but go ahead.
Okay, fair enough. So I'm an anti-Zionist, though, a very good one at that. Now, so this is the most embarrassing thing for the Jews since Rupert Murdoch's News Corp published articles about scientists testing the lampshades, and they were made of goat skin. Anyway, so 33 Rule is on video ripping off his shirt saying reparations are being had. I'm getting reparations from Germany. Now, this is a story of how I, started. Jason Brown wanted me to troll the same guy who was arrested in Florida, who I got off all charges because the DA didn't want to have rabbis cross-examined about their child abuse rituals. So for the sake of protecting Chabad Lubovich's ability to fundraise for the war, the genocide that's happening now in Gaza, they let him off the hook because the courts are controlled by the ADL. And so is the Sheriff Mina, who's their business partner. And also, I'm going to tell everyone here how to do an electronic interfere and virtually sit in on the ADL webcast so they can't kick you and make Jonathan Greenblatt go insane. But that's the other thing I have to do after this. But first of all, okay, so we're talking about, I was going to do something really big then. Give me a second to get my thoughts together. Oh, fuck. Sorry, I've lost my thread. I can go into how to. Thanks I'll tell you how to troll the ADL. I'll tell you how to troll the ADL. All right. Oh, 33 rule. I remember now. Okay, 33 rule. So he rips off his shirt, says he's getting reparations from Germany. And so Jason Brown gave me the clip and he goes, please troll this trailer park Jew. And I was already investigating Shannon McCool, Australia's most infamous pedo, who worked for Jewish Care Big Brothers Big Sisters, the first organization in America to say that gay men must go off into the woods and mentor the little boys. And CernedWoman.org, predicted that would cause a massive child rape epidemic. And this Chabad Lubavitch Jewish charity, Big Brothers Big Sisters, caused that epidemic by having that pedo gay friendly policy. Anyway, so yeah, I knew about Holocaust reparations because I had a war over pedophilia with Jewish Care in Australia, and I was shocked that Shannon McCool's involvement with Jewish Care was kept out of the media, the police investigation, the Royal Commission. It was a huge cover-up because the Australian government said the reputation of the Jewish organisation that hands out Holocaust shekels is more important than the right of the Goyim child to get justice for child rape. That's how politically correct the Jews are in Australia. That's the power they have. Anyway, so I go to claimscon.org, and claims, as in claim money, plural, con as to scam. Okay, claimscon.org is the organisation that hands out Holocaust reparation shekels in America. And they say you have to be alive during the treaty with Germany for Holocaust reparations. You have to be alive in World War II in order to get your Holocaust reparation shekels from Germany, right? And so I'm going, oh my God, Larry King Live is on the front page of claimscon.org, and his website says Claude Siegel is a liar. So I say, which Jew is lying about Holocaust reparations was the title of my unlisted YouTube video. And the ADL took out my whole channel with 0 strikes and you're out, top 3,000 in Australia in 2015, okay? Because they say, the ADL says, we don't care about the Holocaust narrative. We support the right of Jews to lie and contradict each other about the Holocaust. And we're on the side of the Jew who lies about the Holocaust and undermines the Holocaust narrative. Because the Holocaust narrative doesn't need to have any integrity. We just need to jail anyone who criticizes it. So we've got 2 Jews contradicting each other about Holocaust reparations because Claude Siegel wasn't eligible by the treaty. But the claimscon.org upgraded their website with a $20,000 grant to make online applications for Holocaust shekels for grandmas who are 95 years old who never got round to it. So I found that incredibly interesting. So maybe this Claude 30, he came into a space yesterday for the first time I've seen him in 5 years and said he was joking, but he actually had a 1 hour space on recorded on Periscope back in the day, and I have the recording of him saying, no, I'm definitely getting reparations. I'm not a liar, when he's being grilled for a whole hour and being trolled by me on Periscope back in the day. So I think
the New York governor, Hochul, just secured like $180 something million for so-called Holocaust survivors of New York State or something from Germany. I tweeted it a couple of days ago.
Wait. So
it's incredible.
Is that intergenerational victimhood?
Hold on a second. Let me try to find it. It wasn't that long ago. I'm not as active as I was because I'm doing these spaces for 5-6 hours, sometimes 10 hours a day. How about the Chabad Lubavitch tunnels in Brooklyn, Luke?
Oh yeah, I shared a tweet before the earthquake showing the route of the tunnel to a known Jewish child sex location, which has been in court cases for child rape. And it just so happened that the tunnel that collapsed was on that exact same route down the track. You want to see that?
I'm looking for this article. Luke, are you still there? Guys, can you hear me? I can't hear Luke.
Sorry. That one I just added to the Jumbotron has 18 bloody retweets because the Muslims are jumping on it. They're very excited with this.
Right.
Corn,
I want to let Corn Pop in and then the visitors. Go ahead, Corn Pop.
I just wanted to test earlier when you were asking if you heard anyone. I just wanted to do audio check. That's all.
All right, go ahead, visitor. Hello.
Just give me 10 seconds.
Jeez, is anybody ready? Okay. I'm Germany. 93-year-old Holocaust denier sent back to jail. The Nazi grandma Ursula Haverbeck has been handed another prison sentence. The notorious Holocaust denier will serve a 1-year sentence. So if 93-year-old German grandmothers are prepared to live out what few days they have left on this earth in jail to tell the truth, I mean, is there anything more admirable? Really? I mean, she's a fucking hero, a heroine. This is the fight we have, folks.
Meanwhile, Jews are passing laws so they let their rabbis normalize pedophilia and do child sex rituals in Germany. So I don't think Germany has any business.
First of all, Rabbi Shmuley's daughter sells the slickest lube that's available on the market that facilitates the most erotic kosher sex experience you could possibly have. Baruch Hashem.
How you know that?
Because Rabbi Shmuley said so, and he's a ginger goblin.
Hey guys, before the Crown Heights tunnels on my Telegram group, there's one video from a Crown Heights rabbi talking about Metzitza Prepare. But if you click on that, if you go to his YouTube channel, if you go to his YouTube channel, he's giving out, this is not, you're joking about it then, but this real rabbi is giving the kosher rules for sex. How to do a kosher fucking of a Jewess. He's actually going through the rituals you have to do to fuck your Jewess. I'm shit you not. It's fucking hilarious.
What are the rituals you have to perform except put a hole in the sheet? I'm confused.
Holy shit. I'm going to give you a link to my Telegram group where it is.
You know what I asked Duvid? I asked Duvid, hey Duvid, when you have those Sabbatean bride swapping Denme sex the Lima rituals, do you use the sheet or do you forego the sheet? Do you have to put a hole in it? Go ahead, visitor. You wanted to say something? Speak up now. Hello.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
All right, thank you so much. So first and foremost, hello everybody. Actually, this is my first time coming onto the Albert Bishai show. Is it? Did I say your name correctly? The last one?
Yeah, you can call me Bert. Go ahead.
Bert. Okay. So I'm wondering, like, where have you been? Because we have these spaces, whether it's like Arab, non-Arab, hosting, exposing the Jews. Now, not all spaces.
Where have I been? No, my friend. Where have you been?
Well, we host. Okay. Yeah. Well, I just followed you and I put my notifications on, and I'll be inviting you.
My man. I've been doing this for 7 years. I had a YouTube channel fucking nuked. I subscribed to our Patreon, banned from Discord. I've been in the trenches for 6 years strong.
Fuck. So I followed you and I put my post notifications on. We need as much as people to not only expose, but to actually open the minds of other people. Now, other people which are afraid to use the term Jews, they just go back to Zionists because they say to you, "Oh, hold on, not all Jews," but I like that, right? So, like, again, who controls the world, right?
That's the trick. That's the trick.
That's the trick.
It's not that we just have a Talmudic problem. We have a Quranic problem.
So, as we all know, who controls what? Now, name me a country that has been infiltrated by the Jews. People also count as India, but I advise everyone to look at the Sassoon family, the Baghdadi Jews, who have infiltrated the UK and have palaces in the UK and in China, Shanghai, as well as Bombay, India, with their opium business. And their bloodline continues. Hell, even if 100-fucking-year-old fucking raisin head fucking passes away, you gotta find the next fucking generation of the same fucking family. Thanks to their business of the opium, they've done a lot of atrocities behind closed doors. Now, Sassoon family can be looked up on, and they're one of the dirtiest motherfuckers you'll ever see. But then again, like, who controls what? Correct? Whether it's pedophilia, porn, fucking zoophilia. I mean, it's all like this is like prophecy shit. But then again, like, when will their time come, right? So that is the main cause. Like, or what are we doing, as per individuals to stop this menace or corruption? But I mean, I do love opinions of others as well as I like to hear other opinions and any insights as how we can dismantle them in our minds. That's how I believe that we should it would either want to put it as destroy, dismantle, but their ideas, whether it's everyday life. But then again, keep in mind that everything is controlled by the Jews. But keep in mind again, there are people who are afraid to use the term Jews. They use the term Zionists. Now that's a tricky one. Yeah, I know these Yemeni Jews motherfuckers have nothing to do with this shit because they're living on bricks. Okay, and they don't even want to go back to fucking Palestine. So we all know who they are. But I do hope I'm only 25, but my fucking uncle told me when I was fucking 16. Okay? So I do hope the coming generation can be awake, can be ready.
It's happening. There are more people that are hearing this, that this message is resonating with than ever before. And I think October 7th was a tremendous catalyst for this movement. Thank you, Jesus.
Alhamdulillah, my brother.
You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, no, I said, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, thank God. Again, this is my first time. Actually, I followed Luke a week back, so I saw his speaker, so I saw your title, so I just followed you.
That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what I saw. I saw Luke speaking on other spaces, and I thought he was hosting it, because you just look at it, you just say is speaking and is hosting, and it's very small letters. That's why I got bent out of shape. I thought he was another, I thought he was spamming MySpace promoting his, which is not what you do.
I never do spaces, and I've never asked.
Luke, I'm just explaining what happened. That's all.
Yeah, just explain. Yeah, but Luke's top notch.
I know.
I've been
I've
hearing
known
him
this
for
guy for
10
years,
days.
dude. I knew him as Pedo Hunter in Australia 5 years ago on Discord with Daniel Walker and the Fascist and all these other guys. Remember that, Luke?
Right. Stop. Daniel Walker is a Fed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well,
is he really?
He's a Fed.
Yes.
What? Why? What makes you say that?
What makes me say that?
Yeah.
When the case law came out in relation to my pinned tweet about the too big to jail pedophile, the police covered up the child rapes to rig the Australian gay marriage vote. Okay, that brings down Dan Walker's police handlers. That he backflipped from being a best friend to the worst enemy. But when I was collaborating with him, I was always scared of him, because he was introduced to me by a member of the Ordo Templi Orientis Kabbalah sex magic child rape cult, Katrina Bailey. Katrina Bailey was sued by the Ordo Templi Orientis for $20,000. Fucking BuzzFeed is talking about the case of Katrina Bailey and Ordo Templi Orientis. What it doesn't tell you is she was given everything on my Telegram group, Deep State Pedo Hunters, pin post number 9, the leaked training videos to prove the cunt suing her, the arsehole suing her, David Bottrell, had done perjury and testified in court previously to get people sent to jail without trial for the crime of saying the OTO drinks blood and has rituals with children, when now I've got proof of their doctrine. I have their leaked training video library, bloody 30 hours of all their 1990s VHS cassettes, which says exactly that. So she said all my research is bullshit, right? And that could have put the guy suing her for hate speech of a satanic pedo cult in jail for perjury. That's how I know the OTO sues their own members. And that bitch came to my YouTube channel back in the day, right? Katrina Bailey. And I found many links between Dan Walker and Katrina Bailey, okay? This satanic Kabbalist pedophile whore came to my channel, right? And I blew her off and wasn't interested in talking to her. So to get me interested, Dan Walker made a video about the OTO that was piss weak to bait me over to his orbit. Okay, so if you see my video channel link on 153 News, and you replace Hojuruku with Activist News, you can see that video he did, because the owners of Activist News worked out he was, of 153 News, worked out he was a sus cunt and locked him out of his own account. Now, and they're very smart people who run that operation. They've been raided by the Feds 6 or 7 times for putting out the inconvenient truths. Now, so in addition to that, Dan Walker is also connected to the lesbian woman who was sued by the OTO in Tasmania, which I found incredibly interesting. And this woman was running the Vote No for Gay Marriage skywriting campaign.
Hey, look, stop. I need to hear that from the beginning. What do you have on Daniel Walker?
Go to my Telegram group, Deep State Pedo Hunters, and search Logos_D Walker and go nuts. I have an orgy of I've got screenshots of him admitting his fucking intelligence. He was the guy, he asked me to design Goyim TV. I gave him the specs, and then he gave my design specs to his Fed mates to make the YouTube site. And Goyim TV is based on clipbucket.org, an old PHP4 video sharing platform. Okay, and that's a fact. And I've got receipts on my Telegram group for me being contracted by Dan Walker to do this, and then they never gave me the job.
What do you got on him? What do you got on him being a Fed?
His name's not Daniel Walker. His name's Daniel Siri. Hey, one of the recent videos I shared is his Fed posting. Okay, he's copying the white Sharia meme and turning it into bloody, Christian death the gays. Christians gonna kill all gays meme, which is kind of cool. I like that. But he's still a Fed poster. He works. He turned against me and started making false pedo allegations against me right after my stocks were rising rapidly as an ally of the NatSoc, because I got vindicated. The case law came out that if National Socialists followed my advice to protest outside Tambourine Mountain State High School and say, date rape drugs are not for kids, gay teacher out, or it could be pedo teacher out, whatever you want to say, that would bring down the friggin' police. That would cause a royal commission into police corruption. Your American equivalent lingo would be a grand jury. I became a great threat to his handlers, and he resorted to black lies and bearing false witness. He was also involved in infiltrating Anonymous. That was the job that he had before his job was to infiltrate NatSocs. He hijacked, talk to the Muslim guy here, he hijacked the Goyim Defense League from a group of Muslims. He got he had his YouTube channel, Zero Strikes and You're Out Like Me, by the ADL. But he made a few phone calls to his handlers and he got it back. I can't do that.
So what do you have to substantiate that he has Fed handlers?
You ask him what all of his communications that he did to get his YouTube channel reinstated.
Okay, that's your best proof that he's a Fed?
No, I've got screenshots of him admitting he's fucking ASIO.
I don't know what that is. I don't know
He fucking sent me a message saying, ha, I'm ASIO, you cunt. And I screenshotted it just before he quickly deleted it on Telegram. Or was it Skype? I can't remember. The guy is a piece of shit. And remember, I was introduced. I'll give you another example, okay, of me being manipulated by intelligence. There was a Jewish terrorist, a dirty Jewish terrorist from Australia. His name was Joshua Rai Goldberg, okay? Joshua Rai Goldberg was also known as European_88 on Reddit, and he was also known as Michael Slay, or the Daily Stormer. Michael Slay started writing articles about the faggot in Australia who was suing my dad for vilifying.
My man, that's 5. Come on, bro.
No. Michael Slay got arrested by the FBI in a fucking terrorist plot, a Jewish terrorist. But because he was a Jewish Mossad or Australian Executive Council of Jury funded Jewish agent in America trying to lead Muslims like a Pied Piper into a terrorist plot to be caught. But it wasn't sanctioned by the FBI, by the American government. The Jews were trying to do a terrorist plot in America to drum up anti-Muslim sentiment, and he got caught. This Jewish pedophile, a Jewish son of a bitch, was also writing for the Daily Stormer under the alias of Michael Slay. Joshua Rai Goldberg. He did the stories on Gary Burns to bait me to Daily Stormer to do interviews on Daily Stormer Radio. Think about that. The feds have been trying to manipulate me for years, and Dan Walker was one of them. And the head of the OTO child rape cult is David Bottrell, who is ASIS intelligence. Okay, you understand there is a link between these Kabbalist pedophiles and the intelligence services. That's the core of my work. That's what I prove.
All right, but why would he why would he be doing all this anti-Zionist, anti-Judaic activism if he's
because he's a honeypot. He has already caused police raids that have been covered by 60 Minutes Australia against Tom Seal.
All right. Well, I would be interested in seeing that stuff. Okay. All right.
Well, what you do is you go to t.me/deep state pedo hunters and you search Logos_D Walker, or you search Daniel Walker, and you just go through the search results and go, oh my fucking God.
Do you remember those Discord chats that we used to have like 5 years ago?
Which Discord?
It was Discord. It was their Discord.
Yeah. Also, remember Holly Loves Cats from that Discord server?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that bitch trolled me. Okay. And trolled me.
I got banned from Discord. Did you know that?
I know. I got banned. Listen to me. You were brought into Discord
to get banned. To get banned.
No, not to get banned. No. The head of Discord Trust and Safety. Discord is funded by 2 Jewish venture capital firms and Tencent, who run QQ, the Chinese messaging platform. Okay, it's a Jew-Chi-Com operation. I was telling Dan Walker, they said, why are you fucking using Discord? Then the guy who ran Discord Trust and Safety, his name is Sean, SEANSLI, on Twitter previously, on LinkedIn most especially, and even Telegram. Sean SLI, okay, is putting out job ads for Python programmers and TensorFlow to automatic. Basically, all the national socialist groups were allowed to exist for a time to provide training data. Unicorn Riot was all the left-wing pedos which were, given a mission to infiltrate your groups, and then capture all the data, okay, from NatSoc groups, and then that was used to train the TensorFlow AI to do automatic censorship, which is now happening on Facebook and this fucking platform of Twitter. Sean SLI is the censor of reddit.com/r/Pizzagate. He shut down the original Pizzagate forum on Reddit, and he said, we will not tolerate a witch hunt. That is the same words that the gay Jew, Polish gay Jew, Christopher Puplik, who led the Anti-Discrimination Board Hate Crime Tribunal, with the Jewish Board of Deputies, Executive Council of Jury in Australia, and he said that Robert Dolly Dunn, infamous child rapist, is innocent until proven guilty. 60 Minutes, Liz Hayes, in the anniversary of 60 Minutes after it was 25 years, she said that was the biggest case they ever covered. But the police officer that broke the case got framed up with murder. You can listen to Glenn McNamara on Radio New Zealand 9 to noon to listen to that. Anyway, so Robert Dolly Dunn's a pedophile, and he ran a boy brothel, and he dressed up in a Catholic frock, and he raped boys. And the head of the gay lobby said it's homophobic to be against a Catholic priest ran boy brothel because it'll destroy the lives of all the gay men that went there to rape children. We can't have a homophobic witch hunt. So the government officer ordered the Catholic Church to say, let the priest rape the boys or you're a homophobe. And that's the guy who wrote the book on gay marriage in Australia for Australian marriage equality, Christopher Puplik. So the Catholic Church I don't like them, but they made the mistake of not discriminating against faggots. If they didn't allow faggots in the Catholic Church, it's 99% of their child rape.
Look. I don't know I don't think you're doing this on purpose, but I'm going to wrap it up there. You're just using too many fucking, derogatory slurs. Okay. I don't know if you're coming in here to sabotage me or what, dude. You have to be more self-aware. You know the environment that we're in.
I was just doing a character.
Hold on. You understand the environment that we're operating in, and it's like you're trying to get me fucking banned. Clean it up. Clean it up.
Is this your first time, Bert, with Luke? Is this the first time?
No, he was on here last week.
Last week. Okay, so this is how he ran. I mean, it's not a form of ranting. Yeah, he
listen,
I'm speaking the truth.
I understand.
Yeah. I just attacked the most powerful gay Jew in Australia, Chris Public, who wrote the book on gay marriage for the Australian Marriage Equality Lobby, who gets $500,000 a year of taxpayers' money, even after the Independent Commission Against Corruption in Operation Navajo.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit